Just a pilot in his cockpit seated. Black leather on his ass, keep a hustler heated. Weed is engaged.
Okay, hey everybody, and welcome to the channel. So today is the day I'm going to be picking up the Scatpack, fresh Procharger put on it. So my ride just got here. I just took out $3,000 cash. You never really understand money until it's in cash. I mean, with the amount of money I spent on this is nothing. It's a drop in the bucket. But it's a lot of cash, and I think we're getting a good value. So let's head over there. So this is going to be my final goodbye to this Accord. Not that it's going away, but we definitely won't be driving it all the time. So we'll see you guys there in a minute. All right, so I'm back here at Sirius HP. Big tire. There's the car on the dyno.
And then you have an extension and then a big old linkage.
Okay, that goes all the way to the front.
Yeah, because the transmission's in the rear on the Corvettes.
Yeah, the Corvettes are crazy. Like just how it has a big tunnel in it. Mm-hmm. That's always a neat design. It works, but it's just weird.
Yeah, it
seems complicated.
It does. It replaces a drive shaft.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So, and it's all encased, which is nice because then you have a two-piece drive shaft that you have to replace.
Yeah, and
they don't break that often. They do break, just like anything else, but not nearly as often as like, where the GTOs where, the two-piece drive shaft would constantly breaking because the center bearing would wear out or...
Yeah, a lot of cars that two-piece drive shafts seem to have problems. Like on the Mustangs, I think they were my year when I had an 11.
Yep, and the Hellcats, obviously.
Yeah. How about mine? Do I need to replace my...
At this level, you're okay. If you put on a set of slicks, like, did a 15-inch conversion and all that, yeah, we'd probably look into it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. Yeah, I wouldn't do that crazy. I mean, I want to get a set of, like, drag radials on, like, an 18-inch rim or something like that.
Yeah, it's all about traction. So if you go to
If I hook it hard enough and I break it, does it usually break other things if it breaks?
No.
Yeah, so I just hope it doesn't happen.
I have not... your power level, I've never broken one.
Okay, okay.
It's usually at 750, 800, where you see them breaking often.
Yeah. Especially with a Procharger, it's not going to leave all that hard.
Right. It's
Yeah.
not like a twin screw where it's like...
Yeah, where it's going to leave on full boost, yeah.
Exactly. So, I'm trying to think outside.
Yeah, I saw you got the car on the dyno. Is it doing good numbers?
Yeah, good numbers. It was making 619 was the safe number.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only add a few degrees timing to see where we can get it. So, but 619 was like, okay, yeah, that's
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. Yeah, I want it more. Maybe after a while, after I build up my funds and stuff, I'll be willing to push it a little bit harder. But right now, I'm just like scared. I want it to live because you hear so much stuff where people are like, oh my god, like it's kind of terrifying how many people say it's going to break. But then, like, on the same, like on the last video, a lot of people come in and say, like, I have a Scatpack that's been supercharged for 10,000 miles and it's fine. Like a lot of, so it's...
There's a bunch of horror stories.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there aren't many people that know how to tune them properly, and that's really what it comes down to. So there's really only a handful of shops in the country that can tune them properly. Of course, us being one, ugly. But you've got the big companies like High Horse and Modern Muscle, and then you have a few local guys here in Houston that worked here at one point or another.
Oh yeah.
They can tune them properly, and I'm trying to think. SHR, they're pretty good at tuning them. But it's not like GM where everybody tunes GM.
Yeah,
Ford, where you can get a mail order tune in a day.
Yeah, you have people sending Hellcats here from like across the country to get like shipping them. That's hardcore. That's I mean, that means that there's obviously not a lot of. I mean, I live in Houston, so obviously it's...
Yeah, there's shops everywhere.
Yeah, but I could see if you live somewhere else, you got to send it to a good shop. That it just seems crazy to like ship a car just for a tune.
Yeah, when they first came out, we were shipping a lot of PCMs over to the Middle East. Yeah, and that was a big deal because they didn't have anybody out there.
Yeah.
And then, let's see, so there was two companies, us, and then one other company that got them right off the bat. Right, so we did the R&D, and then they were helping as well, and then it kind of spread.
Yeah. Once everybody figures out how it works, and
Yeah, if it was a company that had tuned Hemis before, there was a good chance they could figure out Hellcat, right? You know, after the fact, like after actually we were able to unlock the PCMs and all that stuff. So, you know, there's some good Hemi tuners out there.
Yeah. And didn't you say the Prochargers were a little bit harder to tune because over the twin screws? Or it's a little bit different because the boost isn't linear like it is, like the low RPMs. It's
I wouldn't say it's harder necessarily,
okay.
it just is different, you know, for sure. So like when we're looking at the, if we're doing it in VE based versus like the neural network, on VE based we just have to look at different cells versus the twin screw, where like the cells will kind of come up, actually in this case it's pretty much flat because it's always in boost, you know, so there's, just depends on how we calibrate it. So, but it's just different. You know, the tune for Whipple is going to be very different than the tune for a Procharger.
Okay. Did you happen to dyno it before you put the Procharger on or anything? Oh, you did?
Yeah, we did.
Wow. What did it make then?
I'm not sure.
Okay, let's check that out. Okay, so these are the stock runs.
So you really going to help you.
Yeah, those are actually really good numbers. I'm impressed. It was putting down some power. It was cool though. I think those were during the cool times.
So that's the 30s, so...
Well, it definitely wasn't hot, but it wasn't 100 degrees out.
Exactly how...
Oh, okay, yeah, you can look at all the... Yeah, I forgot. It logs all that. It has to factor all that in.
52 degrees.
52, okay. It was a nice... It wasn't...
That's pretty optimized.
Yeah, it wasn't 100 degrees with, 90% humidity. Oh, a couple things that people asked about. Let's just... maybe you can just answer a couple things. So they were saying that this bend seemed like too much. I mean, obviously it comes with the Procharger, too much of a bend, and this being too close, which I can't see. Obviously it's not rubbing, but...
That's not rubbing, but it is rubbing, for sure. When they come, they are very close.
Yeah, that's just the way it comes. That's just the Procharger though, right? Yeah, it's got nothing to do with anything else.
That's how this is actually formed.
Yeah.
You know, from Procharger.
The gauge pod come in and all that? Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. So you see that, guys? Everything's looking good. And just for a direct comparison, this is what it made stock. And the weather is going to be a little bit different. So, you can't, it's never the exact same run unless you do it, minutes apart or hours apart. And let's see what we make now. Do you have to remove the cylinder deactivation to do this for the tune, so the cylinder deactivation will work just fine? And you probably had to put like a step colder spark plugs?
We just gap them.
Oh, you just...
At this level, they're good. So we gap them down to
28? Okay. So it's going out for a test drive to make sure everything's running good, and I'll be taking it back in just a little bit. This is pretty exciting. All right, now we are sitting in the car in my Procharged Scatpack. Let's see what it sounds like from inside the car. I don't know if you can hear it on the camera, but it has like a nice little whistle. That sounds really slick. And then we got boost and AFR. Let's see how it is once we get out on the road. Well, so far it feels like stock, but why wouldn't it? Feels healthy. I mean, I barely got on it and you could still feel the boost start coming in. So pretty impressive. Let's see if I can get out on a big road and make a slight pull.
In the studio with Femi, now we on it. Living like a king, warrior, the rappers born it.
Okay, it looks like this is pretty open. So far, one thing I can say is it seems to drive basically like stock. The idle's a little bit weird. Also keep in mind I haven't driven this car in a week, so that's a little bit of a difference too. But let's see right here. No, all I saw was like 430 when it was for sure in the boost. So the car is not capable of somehow adjusting the horsepower for boost, which I have no idea how it would be, but you know, only one way to find out, and I just did. It's exactly what everybody wants in their car, is at least for now, which we know will probably change, but it's scary. And I think that's all of us, all any of us that can really ask for is to be scared by our cars, because that's what makes it fun, and that's when you know you're having fun, is when you're terrified, and you know you're at the limit and you're doing something unique. So here we go, we're at 25.5 miles per gallon, 26 now, so maybe it's even better than it was, but I seriously doubt that. But at least not based on what I see right now, it's not a huge, humongous drop. But we'll see when I do the actual test. But for now, we'll have to do some pulls and kind of just play with this thing a little bit and see what it's like. But right now, it sounds really good and it's really fast, and I'm pretty happy with it. The only thing I will say I'm not happy with, which has nothing to do with the shop, the boost and AFR gauges right here, which are perfectly cool, but they kind of block the mirror, like especially I'm like pretty tall, and from my vantage point, like I got gauges in my view, and check engine light just came on. So I am gonna call the shop. Be right back. So I'm heading back to the shop just so they can check out to see what the check engine light is. The car's not running any different or anything, so it's probably just some sort of variable that the computer is reading differently with boost. But we'll see what it is. All right, so we're here back at the shop so they can try to figure out what's going on with it. We are back in the car. They just adjusted like one of the fuel trims or something like that. It was nothing major, and they did it. They gave it a good test drive, and let's see if it's if we have any more problems. So just a quick update. The car's running great. Heading home, getting 21 miles per gallon, and everything seems fine. The only real problem I can see is just these. It makes it really hard to see the rear view. But you know, that's not a deal breaker or anything. I'm not sure if I'm gonna want to move them, or I don't know. I'll have to like just drive it around a little bit more. But right now it's pretty annoying. I don't know if there's a way to like bring down the mirror a little bit lower, but that's definitely in the way. Like here's my vision. I've got two gauges right in the way. Jesus Christ, this thing pulls hard. It's definitely, I mean, you can, I hate to say it like, oh, you can tell the difference, but of course you can tell the difference. It's got like an extra 200 horsepower to the wheels, but it actually feels really healthy. It feels fast. Yeah, I can't wait to like take it to the track and find some races and see how everything goes, because right now this thing is seems pretty damn impressive. I need a big loss to, you know, bring me down to size like everybody always needs when they start feeling like their car's too fast, but it's pretty good. I'm really happy with it. Okay, so that was fun. Everything seems good with the car. She just needs some gas. Pretty crazy to think that I have a Procharged Scatpack now. Just that quick and easy. Kind of a weird feeling. And she took 16 gallons. Do a little startup. So I just discovered the car will not let you remote start it with the hood up. Learn something new about your car every day. So I think that's going to be it for this video. Definitely let me know what kind of things you want to see on this car, because I know I was really curious when I was going to supercharge mine, and there weren't really a lot of good videos that, you know, kind of showed the way it drives and everything. So if there's any particular questions or anything in particular you want to see, just hit me up and let me know. I do read all the comments. Of course, I'm a tiny YouTuber. How could I not? One other thing, just be sure to follow me on Instagram, because like for example, I'm posting the dyno numbers and pictures and everything else before this video is actually going to come out. So if you follow me there, you'll get quicker updates and kind of get an idea what's going on. So pretty damn happy with the car. It's a beast. I'm gonna have to get used to kind of driving it and get used to just the extra power. It definitely likes to spin the tires now. Not that it didn't before, but it's spinning them now from just like a 30 roll, like hard. So fun, really fun. Pretty excited. I know I've said that like a million times, but anyway, that's it for now. Take care. Peace.
Just a pilot in his cockpit seated. Black leather on his ass, keep a hustler heated. Weed is engaged in the pavement. Rubber escorts like I'm seeking arrangement. Push the gas, escalate the gauges, escalate hits on the cam girls' pages, blazes and hit it with